Hi. Hey, Russ here, and welcome back to the shop. Yeah, wow. What an opening, huh? Yeah, well, special effects are now part of what I do. No, I'm not going to edit anything. No editing. None. No editing. Don't forget. Okay, so today I want to talk about my laser line marker again. We have found another place for it, and so I thought I'd share that with you real quick. After doing the bandsaw, one thing I noticed that if you take, let me move this out of the way, if you take your board and you go to cut through that line and you start pushing it through, you have to kind of shift it down here, and your line is cutting up there, and you're trying to keep that lined up on that blade to keep it straight going through. Well, I've learned that if you have a laser line that is lined up to that line, and you look at that line out here at the end, that your amount of movement is going to be reduced dramatically to keep that on the blade going. So I found that cutting straight lines over long distances on the bandsaw is hugely better because I've got that laser line, which makes my line of sight further away from my line of where it's cutting, and that makes it easier, and I have to move less and less in order to keep it lined up. Circular saws have the laser light on them. If you ever noticed on those, it doesn't go all the way out for 20 feet. At least the ones I've seen. They stop after 5 or 6 inches out, and that's all the longer that line is. That's all you need to greatly enhance checking your angle if you're freehand cutting with the circular saw. Well, guess what? You can take advantage of that same thing with a jigsaw. Now, I have to tell you, nothing harder than a jigsaw to cut a straight line. If you want to cut this line here straight with a jigsaw, you have 2 problems. First thing you have a problem with is just at least a little bit of turn from behind, man. That thing just wants to wave. So when you get done, even though it's a straight line, it's wavy. The other problem you have is that when you're using this to cut on here, that point of cut right here is where you're also trying to line up that line. So guess what happens right there while you're cutting? Go on, take a guess. Yes, sawdust. It's everywhere. So while you're cutting this, you're going and trying to blow all that out of the way so you can watch your line as you're going down through there. Well, I'm here to tell you that that laser marker is actually going to cure all of those woes in one fell swoop. So what I did is I mounted the washer set up on the front of here, making sure that my center pin is lined up to my blade. And so now I can take my laser light and just put it right on there, just like I could anything else. And now, when I turn it on, all I have to do is turn it. First thing you want to do is make sure that this is parallel to the line. So you want to try to make sure, and we'll check that as we go along. The main thing you want to watch is that you're reasonably straight on your laser. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then you want to take and line it up, and if you watch, you can see the blade tips light up with the laser light when I'm right on it. So if I now take that line and I put it down here, I now have a laser line, and when I line this up to my line, as long as I watch the end of this line right here, that gives me that extension I need from where my cut is. Now it's going to be easier to control and keep it in alignment because you get more accurate back and forth being further out, and I don't have to blow the dust away anymore. So this is a win-win by putting this on here, and it's not really that big a deal. Just remember that when you use it, this line should be reasonably lined up. So if I put it right onto that line, I got a little slot there and I dropped it in there. And as long as this line is reasonably lined up to the white line, that's going to be close enough. But what you're really interested in when you use this is to watch it right at the tip of this line, where it is on that pencil line. And as you move it back and forth, you'll see very little movement will cause you to stay in alignment. And that will give you a much straighter line by the time you pass all the way through. So, who knew it? When I started this, I never even thought about it working for my jigsaw, but this is going to be kind of nice. More than anything, I don't have to sit here and keep blowing all the sawdust away with it. So, give it a try. this is one of the easiest ones I've done for mounting it. And like I said, I just epoxied a piece of wood on there with the washer and the dowel that's ground down to fit on the center pin. So when I drop it on there, it's pretty much in alignment with my blade. So that once you turn it on, then you turn it back and forth, swivel it until it lights up your blades. Then you know you're lit up. And as far as the angle, when you put it back down flat, you want it to be, you know, just however far you want. If I wanted it to be a little further, then I would move this line out just a little more. And now I would line this up on here. Now you'll see that my red line actually starts right here on the tip only. It's not up here, the start of the line. So I've actually moved it out, so this line's going to be longer now. When I put it here, it's actually a little longer than it was. So you can adjust the length of that line, but as long as you get at least 4 inches away from your blade, that'll make a huge difference on this. Anyway, give it a try. Laser on the Jigsaw. Do you know that I've taken this little fella already and done 4 videos on it? If you can believe that, I actually got 4 videos out of one little laser light. Also, I'm nowhere near done. To tell you the truth, I got at least 4 more ideas I want to do with this. And so maybe I should make a list and start checking them off for you. We'll just put a list and it can be building as we go, because I've added to that list since I started, like for this. Anyway, this is kind of fun, isn't it? Thinking outside the box with something so simple and cheap, and look at all the things we're doing with it. Pretty cool. So anyway, I do want to thank you for stopping by. If you learned something here, or if you like this video, don't be afraid to hit that like button. And most importantly though, come back again, because as you might guess, we're nowhere near done. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again very soon. Bye.